Well, let's see how this one goes. Here's from January 12th, 1985. Mean Gene Okerlund with Midnight Express member Wendi Richter.
In addition, Barry Windham to meet Russia Nikolai Volkov, and also Ivan Putski going against Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff. Wendi Richter, come on in. I had to bring in the ladies champion here in the World Wrestling Federation. We told you the challengers were going to be coming at you right and left, and on February the 2nd, Judy Martin to challenge you for this coveted title.
That's right. The last time I was in Boston, it was quite a while ago, and a lot of things have changed since then. I won the championship belt. Cyndi Lauper's my manager, and I've learned a lesson, a good lesson. And Judy Martin, I know you want this belt just like every other girl in professional wrestling, but I want it too. And if I could whip Moolah, I think I can handle her too.
You know, one of the things, speaking of the fabulous Moolah, that I have noticed about Judy Martin...
You know what just hit me? She does her promos the same way Kerry Von Erich does.
Well, because they're both from Texas.
Next time you hear her talk, tell me you don't hear Kerry.
I've seen this young lady in action many a time. She has many of the fundamental characteristics of Moolah, and she's not above bending or breaking a rule occasionally.
That's for sure. I can't sell Judy Martin short. I'm sure she studied a lot of Moolah's tactics, and she does a lot of the same things that Moolah does, but I'm confident in myself. I've trained hard. I've got a good manager, and I listen to everything she says.
All right. I thank you very much. Wendi Richter, the World Wrestling Federation Ladies Champion. I'm going to ask you...
I think it's enough. Let me say something.
Well, the Iron Sheik stormed the promo there at the end and took over.
Well, but I had to giggle because Wendi was a nice girl. Wendi was not a fireball promo, and this actually, girls didn't do promos back in those days because the girls were never featured in any of the territories. They just came in for a week or two, and then they'd move on wherever. And so they never really did television interviews. So Wendi was green, and she was, not like I said, a fantastic promo there. I see what you're talking about because Kerry was always the aw shucks babyface type also, if you listen for that part of it. But I loved it when, yes, it would be a good thing for Wendi to say, I've got a great manager I'm listening to, but her manager's Cyndi Lauper. How the fuck is Cyndi Lauper going to tell a professional wrestler what to fucking do?
She just said she listens to her. That could mean she has the headphones on in the gym.
Well, she said, I've got a great manager. I listen to everything she tells me.
I have all of her albums.
Yeah, but the point is she was trying to get that thing over, but that was the deal, is that especially at that point in time, a lot of the talent was trying to do regular wrestling promos that you would have done anytime, any place, anywhere up until then, but Vince had put them in some preposterous positions to the point where that didn't fly. And listening to your manager, that's a great, thing to say until you realize the manager has never had a wrestling match. It's a gimmick, and it's a pop singer, and Wendi was the wrestler. So I'm not sure that she should have been listening to Cyndi Lauper's wrestling hints.
Well, and of course, Cyndi Lauper had a manager, and that was David Wolf, and he was in the middle of all this. Let's go to WWF TV. Lord Alfred Hayes hosting an update, February 2nd, 1985.
Behind scenes, however, let us go directly to Gene Okerlund.
Gentlemen, this is Gene Okerlund. I'm back in one of the locker rooms here at the Garden, and I am still shell-shocked at what I have just seen. I am literally appalled at the going-ons that I had an opportunity to eyewitness. And we have David Wolf and a doctor being attended to. Cyndi Lauper, is there any chance that we can talk to David? I know you're concerned right now. Okay, I think that is a very...
Hold on, David Wolf is strapped to a gurney. Strapped, you see the strap? He's laying down strapped to a gurney, not moving. And Gene's like, is it okay if I talk to him?
Was this way they did an angle and they beat up David Wolf, right?
Well, you remember at the Garden when Piper kicked Cyndi Lauper, he ends up picking up David Wolf and giving him like a power slam of sorts.
That's right, yes. Probably because that was what he was able to grab and do without the other guy knowing what the fuck, how to go with it.
Well, let's go back to the literally appalled Gene Okerlund.
Very legitimate request on the part of Cyndi Lauper, a great presentation that just has turned out to be a nightmare. as far as a lot of us here are concerned. Concern being expressed by Cyndi Lauper, World Wrestling Federation Ladies Champion, Wendi Richter. Here is the doctor right now. I don't know.
And there it cuts off, but how did Gene Okerlund do there?
Was that Dr. Schnavitz from Pennsylvania?
I'm not sure who this guy was. Maybe he was from the commission, which is even scarier. But what kind of job do you think Gene Okerlund did here, having to show emotion and get this over?
He sounded like he needed to be riding a bike at the gym a little bit more. He was completely out of breath there. But yeah, again, Gene, his frazzled expression or his frazzled demeanor was one of the best parts. I can't believe what I've seen here. The shocking display. With that voice and that command, and that he was over because he had been on television for the wrestling fans for years and years. He was perfect at conveying that shit and at getting it over. And it was like Walter Cronkite at a goddamn site of an assassination or something. He was doing it completely tongue in cheek, but he didn't sound like it. If you weren't smart, which most people weren't at that point.